special needs moms. We need some love here. Some dads need some love here, so get your husbands in on this. They might think it's funny. Viewer discretion is advised, so don't have your kiddios around. It's probably not going to sound good for them. But get your husbands in. Yeah, let's do that.
From day one, you fought for your life, and you blew everyone away.
Well, hello. Welcome back. I'm Alisha.
And I'm Jesse.
And we are
Changing
the chances. Just in case you don't know what you clicked on today. Welcome. We are now recording episode 6. What do you know? Hey.
It's going well so far, so.
You know what? It's going well for me.
I enjoy it, so. And
I mean, I have received some comments that it's been a little sad, but you know what? It's going to pick up, people. It's going to pick up. I mean, we have some good news today. Episode 6 is going to be good. We're going to have some good stuff.
Okay.
Yeah? You just taking my word for it?
You know I don't. Cheers in Pipo's world. I just live in it.
You know what? We both just live in it. It's who we are now. Welcome to Piper's world. This is like Elmo's world.
No. It's more like Bobby's world.
Oh, man. Love Bobby's world.
Remember Bobby's world?
If you guys do not know what Bobby's world is, you are too young. Not to listen. You should definitely listen. But maybe you should check it out. You know, it's probably on the YouTube or something.
Oh, man. Yeah, Bobby's world. Don't you know?
Don't you know? Howie Mandel, right?
Yeah.
When he had hair.
Yeah. Howie
when
Mandel.
he had hair. People, Howie Mandel had hair. Believe it or not. He looked like a completely different human being to me.
No, still looks like Howie to me.
Does he?
Yeah. He's his face, like, he hasn't aged.
Okay.
I think he, like, since he's such a clean freak, I would say that maybe he drinks the blood of, like, babies or something, but he's too clean for that.
I think this took a left turn.
Oh, yeah. So back to
But you know what,
6.
though? You're right. He probably takes really good care of himself.
Oh,
so.
yeah. I'm like, he's a
probably
total clean freak. Like, you know, he probably is like a health nut or something, too. So,
I mean, that only makes sense. It only makes sense.
So, yeah, episode 6.
I'm not entirely sure where we left off last time. If we're just being completely honest, because this is how we run things. Have you not caught on yet? So at this point, this is like the beginning of October. So we're almost 6 months into this. Yep.
It was so funny because, like, I remember looking back on it that we just thought everything was like we were there forever. She was there forever.
We were there forever. When you get up and you go to work all day and you leave work and you go sit at a hospital all night, then you come home to try and do the normal home things.
There was nothing normal.
Do it all over again, like, makes for a very long day.
Stressful, trying.
Yeah.
Day.
Yeah. So it was a lot. So it's the beginning of October. Piper is officially off oxygen. Hey yo, hallelujah. One thing down, 50 to go. That's an exaggeration, but still, it felt like a lot.
It was probably more like 20.
So they also took her PICC line out, which we kind of explained what a PICC line was in the beginning. It is a line that feeds through your vein up into your heart. So when they pump fluids through it, it doesn't burst your veins.
Yeah, it kind of like relieves pressure of volume, so to speak.
Yeah, because your heart can handle way more volume than your vein can.
Yeah.
So they finally took that out because she was almost to full feeds, like taking a bottle, eating by mouth. To what they consider full feeds. You know, there's a whole like mathematical situation for that. Just
to touch base again, like they said also that she couldn't come home until she was at least 5 pounds and held 5 pounds. So she's 5 pounds at this point. She's holding steady at 5 pounds.
Yeah, I don't know how much she weighs at this point, but you're right. She's
or at least close to.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because there were talks and hints of, oh well, you know, she could be going home soon.
But we did still have a couple more hurdles. But we'll get to them. So my dad finally held her for the first time. This whole time, he's never held her. Never. Because he's terrified of her. I mean, mostly terrified he's probably going to hurt her.
Well, Piper is still itty-bitty at this point. And my father-in-law's, he's a bigger guy, you know, 6'2", probably like 220, 230, something like that. He's got these big mitts, like he does. He's got these big old like Shrek hands. So I'm sure it would just made him nervous to hold something that's already been through so much, and not wanting to be the one responsible for something happening. I'm sure. Gosh. Like, I
mean, if it's gonna happen, at least you're in the hospital, right?
Yeah, but I'm sure your old man didn't see it that way.
Oh no. But I also think, like, because you are in the room with usually like 5 other babies, so there's other people, there's nurses, everybody's around. I think that plays a part. It made him uncomfortable because, you never feel like you're truly alone and people are like watching you.
Yeah.
Which is super not fun. But what worked in his favor, which sounds crazy in his favor, is Piper ended up actually catching a cold from another child in the room. Some other child came down with a cold. Of course it spread because it just happens. So when that happens, they put you in isolation is what they call it, and you get to be in a room with just yourself. There's no other babies in there. It's just your baby because they obviously want to contain it and not give it to anybody else. That is when he held her.
We were still on the floor with a lot of other sick children.
Well, yeah, it's the NICU. Yeah, there's nothing good about the ICU.
Well, no, I'm saying it for our listeners. Like that's the reason behind the quarantine and it not wanting to spread, because there are still anybody that's in the NICU is not doing well at all.
And you just never know.
Yeah.
What's going on with another baby, and
because like all the HIPAA laws and everything. Yeah. I mean, you kind of overhear things. I mean, because it's just the nature of the beast being in the hospital and pretty much being elbows to assholes with everybody. But you just kind of hear some of the diagnostics of other kids and some of symptoms and stuff, and it just breaks your heart.
Well, and this isn't funny, but it's funny. So you're in the room with 5 other babies. So when they come and do rounds, that we always joke with the nurses, it was a big joke, the curtain of silence.
The curtain of silence.
The curtain of silence, because if you were in the room with your baby and they came in to talk about another baby, they would pull the curtain closed between you two so that they could have their conversation. Well, guess what? You can hear on the other side of the curtain.
Everything.
I don't know if you know how a curtain works.
Right?
You can still hear things. They're not soundproof. But again, it's like the whole HIPAA laws, and they can't actually have a conversation with you about somebody else's child. Great, wonderful, perfect, I understand. So it was just funny that's how they like worked around this system. I don't know.
Without like having to make everybody else leave.
Yeah, because that would be highly inconvenient on so many levels.
But yeah, the old man got to hold her while she was quarantined all by herself.
And I will post that picture because it is my favorite picture. It is.
Yeah, I remember you took it and you're like, this is the best picture ever.
And it is framed in my house because I love it so much.
True story.
Little Piper is just like looking straight at him, and it's just melts my heart. Just melts my heart every time. So we did talk about that Piper got this lovely thing in her head called a reservoir to help pull fluid off of her brain because her body wasn't able to get rid of it naturally. Unfortunately.
Cerebral fluid.
Yes, that fancy word. So that was a test to just kind of see if her body would figure it out, if it was able to figure out how to process that fluid on its own like everybody else's body does.
Nope, she didn't get that memo.
She did not. So that means we had to go to the permanent solution and we had to go back into surgery. Are you guys sick of this word yet? Surgery. I've said it a lot. I'll say it again. So this isn't the end of that.
No, I'm like, we're going to be saying it for a while.
So she went back in and got a shunt. So I did come across a picture of the reservoir that I hopefully post with the episode. I showed it to you, Jesse.
Well, I know you showed it to me, but did you post it?
Well, not yet, because technically that episode's not out yet.
Okay.
Yeah. So hopefully I do that and I follow through and I posted it and you guys have seen it if you so choose to see it. So again, there's that little bubble underneath your skin on the top of your skull, and it's got like a little straw attached to it that goes down into your brain. Isn't that exciting? And then there's a tube that they thread down through underneath your skin,
Under your skin.
alongside your skull, back behind your ear, across your clavicle.
Under. Well, at first it was across, and then they went under.
It's still over.
Oh, is it? I thought they went under.
Well, we have a bunch of times. They probably went under at some point.
Oh, I thought it went. I don't know. Who knows?
And it goes down into, there's a giant spool, is how they told us, of just tubing, and it sits in her belly. And this is where all the fluid goes. This is where it drains. The whole point of it is so as she grows, it'll just basically pull from this spool of stuff in her belly, so we don't have to worry about surgery again. It'll just grow with her body. Because you imagine, because you grow, you get taller. Like, that's how they work around this issue of surgeries, I guess.
Because so at the time where I was working, I knew a guy that had cerebral palsy, and he had the same thing, but how they had to do it is like something like shoved rods through his back to like place the tubing for his shunt. And so this was essentially like a new way of doing it, having this spool, sit in this empty cavity in her stomach. So,
which is super weird to see on an x-ray.
Yeah, it is, because it like travels from her brain all the way to her stomach. But then
you see like this mess of knot of stuff just hanging out down there. Yeah. It's so weird.
Piper's x-rays are very interesting to look at.
Well, yes, they are. There are foreign things in there. We don't know what's going on.
I mean, we do now. No. I mean, do you ever really know what's going on in a human body? Like,
no.
But,
no.
I mean, we don't.
And I'm good as long as it works. I'm
right?
happy.
I'm like, if it keeps working, we're good.
Right? Don't fix something that's not broke. So with all this talk of possibly going home, because things are like coming, like lining up, and you just never know when you're going to go home. But there was talks. There was rumors. There were whispers. So my mom, she is a very smart woman. She was like, now's the time. We have a baby shower. So we did. Had a baby shower. It was a surprise baby shower. It was so adorable because it was ladybug themed, because I don't know if we've talked about this.
I think we did a little bit in the last.
Producer saying no.
No? Producer, editor saying no?
In the beginning, after the twins were born, we kind of gave them...
they just kind of acquired somehow through...
Piper's ladybugs.
And Caleb is dragon.
So if you've looked at our logo, that would be why there's a dragon and a ladybug. Just, if you're ever wondering, that's what it is. So Piper has acquired ladybugs, and to this day, still her thing.
Yeah, like she's got ladybug hair bows, and
her room's ladybug.
She's...
My dad and my brother came over and like surprised me with like painting the walls, and it's all like ladybug spotted, and
she's got a green accent wall.
Yep.
Yeah.
My dad was trying to find like a giant leaf to like put in the corner, but he never did.
Which is, it still works.
I'm like, it's beautiful. Love it.
It's Ladybug and Wonder Woman and Disney.
It's a little bit of everything. But when she was born, they made a ladybug. So
she got a lot of things, ladybugs, and you got a lot of things too. Like, didn't you get like a keychain thing or something like that? Or
oh yeah, I got a keychain. You had a necklace. You had matching necklaces made for me and Piper that had little ladybugs on them. So cute.
The glass ones.
So cute. So yeah, she's a ladybug, and that's what the baby shower thing was ladybug, and it was a surprise. My mom did a fantastic job because it's who she is. My aunt made the cake.
Did Brooke help?
No. Brooke is my sister-in-law, and I'm sure that she wanted to help, but she was in China.
Oh, that's right. I'm like, gosh, man, I feel like something's... I forgot she was in China.
I mean, if she did help, it was before she went, but I think she was in China for 10 days, and she was supposed to be back the day of the shower, and the planes got postponed, and she couldn't make it back, and
I remember.
It was a whole thing, and I think she was sad.
I'm pretty sure she was disappointed to not be able to make it.
I mean, there's nothing you can do about it.
No,
you're in China. What are you going to do about it? My aunt made the cake. Beautiful. There's so much talent in my family. It's ridiculous. I don't know where it went when it came to me. I didn't get any, but...
Is that why we weren't? Because I don't have any kind of talent either.
I don't. I got nothing. I got nothing.
Like your older brother paints and he can work on cars and
he can do
stuff.
anything.
He can do all that stuff. He's
That's
like
the
Mr.
thing.
Fix-It.
He just puts
Your
his
younger
mind to it and
brother's
he
like
can do
a
it.
computer whiz and like can play the guitar and was in a band and stuff. Like, and
I got nothing.
I can fight.
I got nothing.
I can fight. I don't know about now because I'm falling apart, but
Well, you could probably fight. Whether or not you would be mobile after would be different.
Yeah. It always made me wonder, like, how does Batman do it? He gets the shit kicked out of him, like, on a nightly basis, covered in bruises and stuff. And
well, if we ever get the chance to meet Batman, we'll ask him.
Well, I'm just saying, me and Batman have never been in the same room together, so.
Guess what? Me and Wonder Woman, never been in the same room together either.
You know, they in one storyline, they have a baby together. They have a kid together.
See? Wonderful.
Piper is pretty wonderful.
Falls right in line.
Yeah.
Baby shower was great. Fantastic. My mom had my cousin make a video of all the pictures of Piper. Like a slideshow video that was on the TV.
That was a rough one.
I cried.
Is
anybody surprised? I cried.
I think a lot of people cried. It was good. It was a good slideshow.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't cry, people. The tears have long dried from there.
Sure. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I didn't.
Okay. You didn't cry. It's fine. You should see the look we're giving each other right now. Like, oh my goodness. Yeah. It's good stuff. Best part about my baby shower, we're going to look at the silver lining because that's what I like to do. I got to drink at my baby shower.
Mimosas all around.
Listen, I did not drink mimosas. I was drinking straight up beer. I didn't care.
Oh.
I was like, give me the booze. I'm not pregnant at my baby shower. Just saying. How many people get to say that? But I don't really like the tension on me. So baby showers are hard. Because, you know, you're opening gifts and you're supposed to show everybody, like, look at what I've got. This is amazing, which is wonderful. I got some cute stuff. People were super generous. I love everything I got. I just don't know how to handle everyone staring at me while I'm doing this. It's very awkward for me. So it was a little awkward. If you know me, you just understood. It's just, you know, it is what it is. No?
Oh, no, 100%.
Oh, okay. I'm like, no, not at all. Like, am I just saying stuff? So actually, we had the baby shower on Saturday. The cat? Sorry, we're hearing noises upstairs. One of our animals is doing something. We don't know. So we had the baby shower on Saturday. And then she actually had her shunt surgery on like the following Monday or Tuesday.
That was a scary one because, like, every surgery's scary.
Mm-hmm.
But anytime the shunt malfunctions, like...
You're going into your brain.
You're going into your brain. You got people poking and prodding around into your brain and stuff.
And when you already have massive brain damage...
Yeah. This would be second time they've been in there.
Yep.
First shunt.
Well, yeah, because this is literally her first shunt, yeah.
We're going to have to track, because she's had, she's on number 4?
I don't know. She's had several. So when we go into this surgery, the doctor's like, you know what? I'm going to be around for the rest of her life. Well, until she's 18 anyways, because, you know, I'm placing this and it's part of her and yada, yada, yada.
Someone that has a shunt, there are different versions of shunts.
There is.
But
yes.
They all generally serve the same purpose. If you have a shunt, you have a shunt for life.
You do.
That is
and
just
you
how
can
it
have
is.
more than one.
Yes.
You can have one on each side of your brain.
Because you have 2 hemispheres to your brain, yes.
She only has one, though, fortunately.
Well, because how her brain bleeds are, it's just one to the other. So it's like one giant cavity, even though it's on both sides.
So, yes, did that on like a Tuesday. And
on
a Monday or a Tuesday. And the doctors came in the next day and said, hey, so I think she's going home at the end of the week. Hope you're ready. That's literally the conversation we had.
Butthole puckered up.
We're like, oh, you just had brain surgery and you're talking about sending us home. Super. This is it's very exciting. I'm not terrified at all.
Again, roller coaster ride. Hold on to your butts.
Oh my gosh. So all I have to say is that week was crazy. Because we're both back at work.
What shortage, Jay? Brain surgery?
Fish fillet?
No.
We're just quoting songs. It's fine. Producer, he's just shaking his head. He doesn't know what the hell's going on. He never knows what the hell's going on. We're a little unpredictable. It was just crazy. I went into work and was like, hey, by the way, this is, I'm only working till Friday because then I'm going to take more time off because my daughter's coming home.
Well,
Surprise!
You didn't take your full maternity leave like you.
No, you get 12 weeks.
Yeah.
Of FMLA, and I took 8. Yeah, so I still had 4 more weeks. So, which we had planned when she came home, I would take. And that's what I told him. So we were literally going to work, leaving, going straight to the hospital, because when you have a child who's been hospitalized since birth, there are a bunch of things that you have to learn and like pass off before they let you take them home. This is,
Piper was deemed institutionalized. Is that what they?
Yeah, if they're in the hospital longer than 30 days, they're considered institutionalized and their own being.
Yeah, they are their own entities. Mm-hmm. So, although we were her parents, like we had to approve surgeries and sign off for all that stuff and everything, like she was essentially her own entity because she had to be.
Yeah.
Like we could not take her home.
Yeah.
Because of her health conditions.
Mm-hmm.
And when you spend 6 months in the hospital.
That'll do that.
That'll
do that. Yeah, so we had to like learn CPR and pass the courses, and
we had to get, whooping cough shots, and didn't we have to get something else too?
I mean, we got flu shots before we left, but.
Yeah, it was whooping cough and flu shots because they wouldn't let her come home before we both had that. And
what else? Oh, she had to pass a car seat test. So she had to be able to sit in her car seat for 30 minutes and her stats had to stay
her
good.
Oxygen levels and everything.
All her stats had to stay up. So she had to pass that. She also had to pass an eating test because she was going home on bottle feeds like an average child. So she had to have the ability to finish whatever food we had in the bottle within 30 minutes.
And
she did.
Like, she rocked it when she was younger. Like, everybody was so surprised that she was taking medications orally. She was eating orally. Like, for a child that was born at 24 weeks gestation and had tubes down her throat repeatedly for the first 6 months of her life.
Yeah,
like,
it was a huge deal.
It was a huge deal.
Huge, yeah.
Because a lot of children get an oral aversion because of that. And I can't even imagine having tubes shoved down your throat or waking up from surgery with tubes down your throat, and no. So
agreed.
For her to take anything orally was a huge accomplishment for her in and of itself.
Yeah. Oh, so they set us also up with early intervention.
Oh yeah,
which is therapists who come to your house. Because we knew Piper was going to be behind, because at this point she'd be 6 months old, and there is no way she was doing anything a 6-month-old would be doing. It's not. It was like bringing home a newborn baby.
Yeah, she was 6 months old, but honestly, it was as if she was legitly brand newborn baby. Mm-hmm. She was that size and everything. Like at 6 months old, she looked like a newborn. I mean,
yeah. So we actually got to meet her physical therapist that would be coming to the house in the hospital. She came and saw us in the hospital. She was amazing before she left.
She was great.
And after she came home and came to the house the first time, she lined up the Piper's vision therapist that came to the house through early intervention after that.
Because Piper had already had 2 surgeries on her eyes at this point.
Mm-hmm. And we knew her vision was awful.
Well, technically she's legally blind. Like, even if Piper could walk and talk and had all of her motor functions and everything like that, her vision would not allow her to drive. It is that impaired. She is...
Yeah, she's legally blind.
And
no peripheral vision, so...
No, yeah, her peripheral vision is non-existent. One of the surgeries took that away completely just to save her eyes. And then we believe depth perception is possibly limited. She has what is called CVI.
Yeah, so we did learn. So she has CVI, which is cortical vision impairment, which actually means that the problem with her vision, yes, she has bad vision. Let me clarify. She has bad vision. She has no peripheral vision due to these surgeries. but she does have CVI, which actually is a problem in your brain. Your brain cannot interpret what your eyes are seeing. That is what she has.
So visually, she is overstimulated quite often by her surroundings. Most people, when they walk into a room, they see the whole room as a whole. And then you search out individual things, a pillow on a couch, a phone on a table, a glass on a table. Piper does everything in reverse. She has to find a single item and focus on that. And it takes her quite some time sometimes, depending on what it is. And at this early beginning stages of things, like she couldn't track.
She would barely look at your face.
Yeah, like
faces are super complicated.
And without being able to talk, and even now at 7 years old, she can't tell us what exactly it is she sees. We think she's probably able to see about 18 to 20 inches in front of her.
Yeah, and this is with glasses on.
Yeah,
she does wear glasses.
Bottle Coke glasses.
And she can see about 18 inches in front of her.
And you can we've judged that just from reactions and like our own little tests and stuff that we've done with her
and therapy
they've all looked at it and everything, and it's, I mean, as she gets older, we might be able to look at like another surgery or something to see if it can help her eyes, but at this point now,
but again, that will only fix vision part.
Yeah, I'm like,
that
that's
doesn't
only
fix
the CVI
yeah,
is due to the brain damage.
But with vision therapies, that has gotten extremely better. Extremely better.
She's great with all her therapies. Her teachers, her therapists, everybody raves how amazing she does.
I remember the first time the vision therapist came to the house for early intervention, and Piper literally saw her for 2 seconds, closed her eyes, and went to sleep. Nope, not even participating, not going to do this, not interested. Because it's just so overwhelming, and she was asking so much of her, and she was like, I'm not doing it.
And to this day, Piper will say if she is not interested, she don't give a fuck.
No.
She does not care. She will look away, and she, even to this day, will close her eyes and like...
Best cold shoulder ever.
Nope, I am not doing this. We are not participating.
It is like you aren't even in that room.
Nope, you don't exist.
Nope. She is fantastic at that.
Best cold shoulder ever.
Oh my gosh, she's fantastic. That's the thing about Piper I love. She 100% gets to be whoever she wants to be. And it's like, whatever. This is it. If I don't want to talk to you, I'm not going to talk to you. I don't want to interact, I'm not going to do that. She 100% just does whatever she feels. And that's that.
Yep. And it even, like, even with me, like, there's times I'll come home from work and try to get some kind of response, you know, hey, I'm home, give me some love, something. And I do not exist. She could give 2 shits that I have come home from work and that I just want to say hi to her. And nope, I don't care.
Not interested.
Yep. Go about your business.
Yep.
I don't even care.
I know.
And then there's other times she hears the door close and she just gets excited because she knows I'm home.
Yep.
You know, it just all depends on her mood.
Yep.
So, yeah. People that have walked up and, oh, hi, and try to talk to her and stuff. And, nope, I don't know you. Stranger danger. I don't want to talk to you.
Yes, she definitely is not interactive with people she does not know. And it takes her a while to get to know people. Like, you can't just come around once every couple of months and think she's going to remember you. She's not. Promise.
It takes...
If you come around once every couple of months, it's going to take years before she goes, Okay. Yeah, I know who you are. See, she's laughing. She knows exactly what I'm talking about right now. Yeah. She's like, no, you're not worth my brain space unless you're going to come around and be a part of my life. Otherwise, not worth it.
And she recognizes everybody in her life, everybody in her world, like, because her hearing is phenomenal.
Yeah.
She recognizes everybody's voice. And, like, she even, like, I think she recognizes like drives, like when we go places.
Oh yeah.
Even if we don't say where we're going, she like knows where
she
we're
does.
Going. She gets it. Like,
but she experiences the world differently.
Yeah.
One, she experiences it through hearing, utmost. Like that's, and 2, she pays more attention to the other things we don't because she can't visually
Yeah.
see all the things. So, yeah, she does know the car ride. Well, if we turned this way and it was really short, we're probably going here.
Yeah. If we're gonna take a turn, and then we're driving for a little bit for, a long little while with no stops, we're probably going here.
Yep. She knows.
Yeah. She's so smart. Like, even with the amount of brain damage that she sustained, she is so smart. And all of her therapists have said it. Her teachers, now that, she's in school and stuff, and that she actively wants to learn, like, she shows interest.
Yeah.
So,
loves it.
And
loves people.
There was a lot of talk when she was first born of vegetable, mental retardation, like, you name it, that was negative, she was going to have it, pretty much. Like, to prepare us for it. And they're like, oh, she won't like to be spun or turned upside down or any of that because of her limited vision and her brain damage. I'll tell you what, this kid fucking loves that shit. You can spin her around and see that she's dizzy, and as soon as, like, she gets somewhat of her bearings, she is cracking up and laughing. She loves to get flipped upside down. All the things that they're like, nah, she's not, she didn't get the memos for a lot of things.
She didn't. And for a long time, that's what we always said. And they're like, wow, this is really shocking. Yeah, she didn't really get the memo. That
24-weekers don't normally do that. Like, oh, she takes everything orally, and she's a 24-weeker? Like, that's amazing.
So with all of her scars on her belly from all those surgeries we've talked about in her stomach, I constantly was getting asked, where's her G-tube? And I'm like, she's never had one. And doctors are like, excuse me?
How does she not have a G-tube?
I'm like, no, she eats orally. Like, well, that's just unheard of.
She had a stoma, and she got put back together without any complications, and doesn't have a G-tube? Like, what? Excuse me? Like,
yeah. It was a big deal.
It was a big deal. Like, I need to talk to my colleagues, and we need to compare notes, and, like, this is just great.
It's funny because it's not funny, but it's funny that...
Well, hindsight's 20/20.
Right. There are just a lot of things. I've brought up things as time has come on, and doctors are like, well, that's just not normal. I've never heard of that, given whatever it is. And I'm like, whatever.
I don't give a shit if it's normal or not. This is what happened.
I'm just telling you.
Like, things...
This is who she is. I don't know what else you want me to say.
Yeah.
I can't make her fit into a mold because you want to.
Yeah. I'm like, she is definitely not a cookie cutter.
No.
That is not possible.
Take everything you know, throw it out the window.
Throw that shit out the window.
Throw it out the window. Good Lord. So, yeah, she's home. She's made it home. Came home, 6-month birthday on the freaking dot. It was crazy. We came home from the hospital, and I took a nap. Jesse watched Piper, and I took a nap because after the week we had, I couldn't anymore, and I was exhausted and couldn't function, and was like, that's it. I have to take a nap. And we had visitors that day. Jesse's mom came by, I think.
I'm pretty sure she did. If I remember correctly, I think
my mom came by to bring us a chair that I had asked for.
Yep.
And I was sleeping.
It was just physically and emotionally and mentally draining.
It was so draining.
I mean, we were...
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just crazy. I'm like, all these things we have to go through to bring her home. Can you imagine? If everything would have went right, they just say 2 days in.
Yep, you would have popped out
say,
2 kids.
Bye. Have a good day. Like, what?
Bye, Felicia.
What?
Yeah, no.
That's terrifying.
Here, you need to know,
terrifying.
infant CPR and none of this other stuff. Like,
right?
You got to make sure you have all these shots and da-da-da-da-da. Like, you pop out a kid. Oh, look, you pop out another one. No big deal. Everything's fine. Get you stitched up. All right, next day, you're good. Go home.
Right?
Nuh-uh.
Like, you'll figure it out.
Nope.
Like,
no,
what?
We were, and it's funny because nurses told us, like, by the time you guys leave here, because Piper was in such, such serious condition, you guys are going to almost be certified nurses. Like, between what you learn, what you see, and it's crazy because we could read monitors and we understood lingo and we understood medications and
our lingo.
Well, yeah. And which
was way more extensive than most people's, but yeah.
Well, and then because of, the silent curtain, we started learning other
The
things.
silent curtain. Oh.
We started learning other things, and,
Yeah.
and it's sad too, because you kind of grew attachments to these other little babies in these rooms.
Well, I definitely did, because that is who I am.
Well,
And
even I
every
did.
time a baby left, I was like, I know we're not supposed to talk about it. Can somebody just blink? Are they okay?
Yeah.
Because I need to know that at least they're fine.
Yeah, there was a few babies in there. I remember the baby was in there for weeks, and we were there all the time, every day, day and night, and no visitors, just nurses, no family, no nothing. And my heart just broke for this baby, because it's like, can I go over there and just love on this child? Can I just give this child some affection and let it know that there is someone here that is looking at them and cares for, like, all the things. And these nurses that are at these children's hospitals are just godsends. I mean, what they see day in and day out, and the shifts that they put in are long and hard.
Yeah.
And
really dealing with parents. They're grumpy.
Yeah,
parents are not nice.
Worst part. And they all said too, like, oh no, we do it for the kids. We love the kids. Parents suck.
Right? Because parents do
Parents suck because, the kids,
which is
for the
not
most
the
part,
parents'
they don't.
fault. Okay?
No, it's because parents are
in most
overwhelmed.
cases, yeah. They're overwhelmed. Their child is in a terrible situation. Doctors are awful, and there's 500 things thrown at them, and they're probably not sleeping. And unfortunately, the people who pay this price are nurses, which is sad.
Because they're the ones doing,
but
like, everything.
Yeah, but that's who they get FaceTime with.
No,
are nurses.
They're the ones that take the brunt of it all, and because these babies don't know any different. Yeah, they may be in some pain and stuff, but it's the parents that are like just jerks. And we saw a little bit of that.
Well, of course,
and even I had to be a jerk sometimes on a few things while she was up there. And
well, you still have to advocate. You still have to do the things that are right for your child, and
that totally involves threatening a doctor by throwing her through a window. Just saying.
Doctors go to school and they learn all the medical things, but sometimes they are so blinded by their knowledge they can't see what's in front of them. And that, as a parent, is something sometimes you have to point out, like, hey, I understand that you're super smart and you know all these things, but listen, this is what I see as a parent
who is here with my child.
I need you to acknowledge that, one, there's another option. Two, there could be something else or anything. I just need you to acknowledge there's another one and let's take a different route, or whatever the case may be. Because I think sometimes it's easier to shut down and just rely on the knowledge you have than it is to see the human in front of you, because you do it all the time. And
it doesn't, the textbooks and stuff that these doctors read and whatnot, it's never going to prepare for what comes to you as a doctor in a real life situation. People are different. And I mean, yeah, you can have a child with a brain bleed like Piper, and seeing 20 different brain bleeds. Guess what? Keyword in that is 20 different brain bleeds. They are all different. Every child is different, and they're all affected differently.
And they are.
And as a parent of a special needs child, you need to be their advocate, because, these doctors, they come in doing rounds or whatever, or see an MRI or a CT scan or an X-ray or whatever. Who knows how many they've seen just that day. Mm-hmm. You're with your child day in, day out. Mm-hmm. You see the changes, the good times, the bad times, how they're reacting. You know their baseline and stuff. So don't, and most nurses will back you up too, but you got to advocate and you got to speak up for your child. And it's like, you know what? I've noticed this, and it may be weird or odd to you as a doctor because you haven't read anything on it, but this is what's going on with my kid. So we need to think outside the box a little bit. And don't be afraid to tell a doctor what you think. I've had doctors totally stop talking to me and bypass talking to me and just start talking to Alisha because I'm an asshole. I don't care. I'm going to tell you. I don't give a shit if you're a doctor or not. You've got 8 years med degree and you make, $500,000 a year. Doesn't mean shit to me. Do your job and take into consideration us as parents. We know her baseline and we know something's different, something's off, something's wrong.
Yeah.
Don't overlook me or shrug me off because I don't have a medical degree and I'm not a doctor.
Yeah.
I'm a dad and I know my kid.
Yeah.
You don't. You know what's
it's hard
on paper.
though. You know, it's hard for everybody.
Oh, and it is.
It's hard for
It's way hard.
everybody.
And you get the doctors that love their job and they will listen to you. And they're like, what is this normal for her?
Mm-hmm.
Is what's going on that's different from her baseline?
Mm-hmm.
Which has been great, like we've had doctors like that, and we're like, no, she's doing this, she's doing that, she's not doing this, she's not.
In all
doing
fairness, we've had way more good doctors than we've had.
Oh, for sure,
Way more.
I feel like probably only a couple of other doctors that we were just like, no, we don't agree with you, and
Yeah.
you don't work for us, so we're gonna find something else.
Moving on.
Right.
Yeah.
Or the fact that we've had great doctors that have unfortunately moved on or moved out of the country.
Oh my gosh.
Where we're like, please, dear God, don't leave.
Well,
we want you to stay. We need you to stay.
oh my gosh.
Know, and they get replaced with a new doctor, and the new doctor's just as good, just as
mm-hmm.
personable, just as knowledgeable,
Yeah.
and cares just as much as the predecessor to help Piper.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like Piper has a doctor. We can't say names or anything, but I've met this doctor, and I don't get to be involved as much as I would like on a lot of doctor meetings and stuff like that because I'm usually at work when they get scheduled.
Is this our comprehensive care doctor?
Her, what is it? 007. His name makes me think of James Bond. This guy's got a James Bond name.
He
It's
does
so
have a James
cool.
Bond
It's
name.
so cool. I'm like, I wish I had this guy's name.
Yeah, he's amazing.
But he just a wonderful man and just
Day
a
one.
great doctor from day one. It's like he sat down and crossed his legs and pulled out a notebook and was like, what is going on? You tell me. I am here for you. Like, never once looked at his watch, never once belittled us or made us feel stupid or like we didn't know what we were talking about, and that like he didn't have that holier than thou, I'm a doctor, I know kind of thing, and just a good human, such a good human. Like he is a
great
good
human.
The world could use more people
of him.
Yeah, more people like him. He is just a genuinely good person. And he has been around. Like, did he leave practices and we followed?
Yeah, he switched.
And we were like, no, you're still in the country, you're still in the state. We're going to follow you.
He started as a comprehensive care doctor, which for children like Piper, they have a comprehensive care doctor, which means they kind of just overtake everything. They kind of keep their eye on the big picture. Because
Piper is medically complex.
Yes, so obviously
she has a lot of things that she has to keep an eye on.
Yes.
And this one doctor does that.
I mean, and she obviously sees other doctors for other specialties, but yes, he's all encompassing, just kind of big picture kind of person. He moved and he went to physical medicine and rehab, and I didn't know he was moving until all of a sudden it was sprung on me when I tried to get a hold of him. And they're like, oh yeah, he moved practices. And I'm like, huh?
What?
Excuse me?
Nobody told
Excuse
us. Me? No, his assistant saying.
Luckily, they were like, "Oh no, you can still see him," and I'm like, "Oh, good." Whew. I'm like, because this is not going to work for me.
Because we had already had a change of two doctors.
Her pediatrician.
Yep.
Quit after a year because she had her own kids and decided to stay home with them, and then her neurologist.
Yeah, that's right.
No. Her neurosurgeon. The one that said he would be around up until she was 18.
Oh, yeah.
Took another job out of the country and left us. And I'm like, thank you. Thank you for that. You lied to me.
You bastard.
I am so angry. But yeah, he also left. So, anyways, so we were talking about doctors and them leaving and all the things.
Yeah.
Hey, look, all the things. Sorry. Anyways.
One day.
We had some guests show up, so my husband has disappeared to be a good host, and I'm going to end this all by myself.
I mean, I'm here too.
Well, the producer is here, and he's actually talking. This is fantastic. Hi, how are you? Are you loving your job?
I love my job. I don't like being on the microphone too much, but I like this job.
I like it.
It's a good podcast.
Good. I'm glad that you
People
think so.
should tell their friends, because I think it's awesome.
Did you hear that? Tell your friends. Tell your neighbors. Tell the guy on the bus. I don't care.
Another creepy guy, though. The creepy guy's little...
Oh, yeah, maybe don't tell the creepy guy.
He's got some problems at home with, like, the bird in the ceiling. I don't know.
Wow, this is taking... Jeez, you and Jesse are alike. The left turn bird ceilings. I don't know. Shit.
I don't know. This is what I do.
So we're going to end it there. We got a little sidetracked, as usual. Thanks for listening, though, and I hope that this was a little bit more uplifting compared to the other episodes. She got to come home. That was amazing news.
I think this is probably the most positive episode, to be honest, since we've started.
I mean, she doesn't sound positive here in the background. She's a little angry, so...
Where can they find you on Instagram? What's the tag?
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram at Changing the Chances. I'm currently not a public profile, though, so feel free to just hit follow. I'll accept you if you want to see what's going on. I also have a Facebook, Changing the Chances, facebook.com/Changing the Chances. Heyo.
I just want to point out, I'm never in front of the microphone. It's really weird staring at my sister's eyes the entire time, just talking to her. She's just staring at me.
These are beautiful.
Like
These are beautiful
like
eyes. They're beautiful eyes.
I miss my computer.
Oh my gosh. This is so crazy. And I think that's it, yeah? Does that sound about right?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah?
I mean, we can enter here, yeah. Do people know who I am, actually? They know I'm your brother. Do they know my name?
You're the producer?
I'm the producer.
Maxwell?
I am producer Maxwell, yes.
Producer
I
Maxwell.
don't think we've ever said that.
Oh, well, he is producer Maxwell, and he's my younger brother. And he's doing this all out of love. So he would appreciate it. She's throwing things. Appreciate it if you would share with everybody this podcast, because he is, trying to do this for a living. And
Oh, yeah. I just figured I'd let him know, because at no point have I said my name, and I'm here talking to them now, so...
Oh, well, this is Maxwell.
Maybe a little weird.
This is Maxwell.
I'm that weird guy in their headset right now.
What? I like it. Me and my younger brother are pretty similar. We do get along.
We break a lot of things. It's fine.
We break a lot of things?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Everything. I mean, have you seen Piper over there? She broke that just now.
I know. Well, she likes that. It's all good. Anyway, sorry. See? Left field? We don't know. But thanks again for listening. And feel free to stop by, see pictures, reach out to me, send me a message. I mean, if you want. You don't have to. No pressure. It's cool. Love you guys.
Love you all.
And we'll talk to you next week.
Be safe.
Out. Bye.
Bye.